Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Alicia Menendez. We're joined today by Dr. Richard Gordon Zyne. He's the president and CEO of CurePSP Foundation. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your foundation.
Yes, we are a charitable organization. We were founded in 1990 in Baltimore, Maryland, and we are organized for research and to help patients and their families manage with a number of rare neurodegenerative brain diseases.
And why did you start the foundation? Was there an absence of this work?
Yes, well, I didn't start it. I've been with the foundation for about 8 years now. There's been a real need for this type of organization to meet the needs of people who have atypical Parkinson's disease. These are diseases that are very rare. They only affect about 20,000 people in the United States, okay. And they are severely disabling, and they are fatal diseases, unfortunately. There's no treatment and there's no cure.
And so how do people who do suffer from these diseases know that they do? What are some of the first symptoms?
Right. Some of the first symptoms are that they'll fall a lot. They'll lose their balance. Mm-hmm. And then they will go to their doctors, and the doctor will probably say, I don't know what you got. Let me send you to a neurologist. Mm-hmm. And then the neurologist might diagnose the person with Parkinson's disease or possibly Alzheimer's or even dementia or depression. But then the symptoms start to change and they become more severe, and the patients have to go back to the neurologists, and they discover that it's really one of these rare brain diseases.
And is there a demographic that this tends to hit? Men, women, a certain age?
It's about 50-50 men and women. The onset of the disorders usually can be anywhere from the late 40s to the mid-60s.
And you know, how do people who have what is sort of a rare and perhaps not widely understood disease, how do they interface with social services, with Social Security?
Right. Well, for a long time, people did not receive Social Security disability until they were disabled. Now, very recently, as a matter of fact, last week, the Social Security Administration declared our 4 disorders to be for compassionate allowance, so that enables people to receive their benefits earlier.
That's a huge victory.
It's a tremendous victory. We're very pleased with it. We've been working on this for about 2 years now. Because these diseases are so disabling, people need to get benefits as quickly as possible.
And now, with a lot of these diseases, I imagine that it doesn't just affect the person who has it, but affects the caretaker and the family.
Yes, because there's such severe disability, caregivers have to spend a tremendous amount of their time taking care of their loved ones. And sometimes they even have to quit their jobs and take care of them almost 24/7. So it's an enormously expensive proposition for people to take care of people with PSP and CBD and MSA.
Where would you like to see this foundation in the next 10 to 20 years?
Well, frankly, I'd like to see us out of business, because I'd like to see a cure, and that's what we're working on right now. We spend at least $1 million a year, which really isn't a lot of money, on research, and we have spent about $13 million over the past decade or so on research. It takes a long time to find out what these diseases are all about.
And so if someone wants to become involved, how do they get in touch with you? How do they get more
The best
involved?
thing to do is to go to our website, www.curepsp.org. It's a very good website. There's a lot of information for healthcare professionals, for patients, for caregivers. They can give us a call at our Baltimore office, and we'll get them started. They can become part of support groups and that sort of thing.
Well, Doctor, we thank you for your work.
Well, thank you very much.
If you want to learn more about what's going on in your community, you can go to Comcast On Demand and click Get Local. For Comcast Newsmakers, I'm Alicia Menendez.